What's up, conscious breathers and infinite beings alike? Today's topic is what ceremony teaches us. Hello, Evelyn. Hello. Indigo, man, I haven't seen you in a while. How goes thee, brother? I'm gonna wait for a few more people to hop on and then I'll start the topic. But today's topic is what ceremony teaches us. And I'm all about utilizing things in everyday life and not just that breaking things apart, that separation that we tell ourselves, and we like to compartmentalize things. Hey Evelyn, we gotta do another clubhouse together. Doing well, been concentrating on self. Much love to you, Indigo. I hope you and the daughter is doing well. I'm happy to see you in here. So, one of the main things I'm seeing here in Miami is lots of cacao ceremonies, right? We see it almost everywhere in the quote-unquote spiritual communities. But you know what's starting to get more prevalent, especially in the women communities, is water ceremony. And that's so beautiful with water, because water ceremonies, yes, let's set it up. People need you. Much love. All right. Water ceremonies are really big in Bali. If you guys haven't seen the video of a real water priestess showering her water that she has meditated with for 30 plus days, and going into the ceremony, you're actually supposed to be fasted, so you can, most of these ceremonies you come fasted, right? I'll touch on that and why that's really important too. But ceremony in general, you're supposed to come fasted so you can feel. That's the main point of fasting before any type of quote-unquote plant medicine, if you really want to get the best out of it. Same thing when it comes to breathwork or sound healing in terms of these meditative practices. That's why in many yogic Hindu traditions, but specifically the Taoist practices, they tell you to meditate on an empty stomach. And what do they mean by that? Not just physically as well, but mentally as well too. The body does the most detoxing from 5 to 11 a.m. So when the body is doing that detoxing, you're also doing a spiritual detox as well. So when you harmonize it with positive, powerful cleansing practices like breathwork, it's a powerful combo in itself. Hey, copper pyramid hat. Oh, this is actually not a copper pyramid hat. This is actually orgone plated. It's not just gold plated or copper pyramid. I'm actually having the copper and gold being sent to me. It should be here actually today. I'm gonna really feel the difference because I've been wearing this for a couple hours now, a whole day yesterday. But this is actually made by the company Paradigm. I'm teaming up with them. I have a patent that I want to work with them as well, so I'll have that convo with them when the time comes. But they know what's up when it comes to pyramid energy in itself. I even have their necklaces charging with the Clark over here on me. Got it for my birthday. Thank you guys, by the way. Got it for my birthday, and I really feel really feel the difference with it. I've been dealing with many different types of pyramid devices and things of that nature. We're going back into ceremony, and I'll tie in the pyramid in there as well. When it comes to ceremony, what does these ceremonial things teach us in terms of the cacao ceremony? You know, many people who are just getting into these type of circles only have that intention when it comes to cacao, and they have it like, oh, this sacred thing, oh, this sacred plant, oh, this sacred whatever. Everything is sacred in hindsight. If it's going in your body, it better be sacred. So bring that same energy into everything you do. Literally, that's what the ceremonies and quote unquote the plant teachers are teaching you. You know, like my combo experience. So true, Dane. Dane goes, yeah, so true. Like my combo experience. Like it may feel like so intense, and some things maybe go in your head like, oh, I never want to experience this again, or different trauma within your past lives, and you're going through that when you're expelling and releasing. Actually, the first time I did it the wrong way. So I was already drinking all throughout the day, when in actuality, you're actually supposed to dry fast 17 hours before the actual Kambo ceremony. And then when you get there, then they have you drink the water, and then you get into it. Because think about it, when you're dry fasted, and then you finally put something, you're finally drinking it, your body is turning on, saying, hey, let's give attention to the external parts of the body, including the skin. So when you're drinking, then they immediately put the combo on you. Then everything is in unison, everything is flowing. So it'll have more attention to the combo being on you, and the combo flowing in the bloodstream in that aspect. So it's just a unified it's a unification in harmony in terms of the action when the Kambo's in you, and the detoxing is going to start happening, and then you start purging. And the first time I purged was yellow, but I actually drank urine beforehand, and the second time I did it, it was actually clear. So even Jen, my partner, she was like, maybe it's actually because you just drank the urine why it was actually yellow. It wasn't the fact that I had a liver problem or anything like that, because apparently people who do combo, like 70% of people throw up yellow because they have liver problems or something or whatever. So all this time, my thing was clear. It was clear all this time. So I'm really happy to find that out, actually doing it the right way. When we got introduced to it in a synchronized things, you know, these things come to me in a synchronized manner, and that's what you want to do. You never want to force anything in terms of a medicine or a certain type of ceremony that is intense, by the way. You never want to force it. You want to go into it in a harmonious manner. Same thing when you're eating. You know, these ceremonies, that's what they're teaching us. Same thing when you're eating, just a regular day of eating. Set that prayer, or even do like a mini breathwork session. You know, that's going to be the main topic of the group coming up in February. That first Zoom call of the year for the members group. Bringing in that harmonious balance into literally what you're putting into your body, right? So I say that to say is your whole life is a ceremony. You know, it's no such thing when you look at the courtroom aspect of it, right? Now I'm going back into my business days. When you look at the courtroom and you see how the judge comes out in a certain way, say certain things, it's all a ritualistic manner. The way that they walk, and some may even call it satanic too. I can kind of see that, especially like how the jury is placed a certain way, how they speak to you in a certain mannerisms. I say that to say, again, it's all ritualistic, it's all spiritual, and it's all a ceremony. I think we need to have an open mind. I'm not forcing anybody here, but have that open mind to stop putting things on a pedestal when it comes to cacao, ayahuasca, plant this, plant that, plant that. To have everything in full circle, because when you have everything in full circle and put everything on a quote-unquote pedestal in a sense, but more so put yourself in, put your spirit in that quote-unquote spiritual, that pedestal, so to speak, that equal pedestal, but still have that humbleness with it. And I say that to say is bring that vision of ceremony into everything you do. Create a certain habit after you accomplish something. You know, some people it may be, hey, let's go drink. We accomplished this and that. It doesn't have to be that. It can be something simple as like, I'm gonna clap 3 specific times or whatever and do some snapping, or do some Reiki in terms of, or even something simple as affirmations, right? So whenever something genuinely makes me laugh, whenever something genuinely makes me happy, I literally take an inhale, take an exhale, and I say, with this breath, I'm accepting more of this feeling. Right? That's also a powerful way to just shift and give awareness to the source energy that is creating this moment, co-creating, keyword, co-creating this moment with you. Medicine wheel: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Ooh, yes, because everything is there you go. Everything's medicine. And it could be, in terms of medicine, you know, there's different types of medicine. We look at the Western field in terms of doctors, and we may demonize them or whatever. And you can kind of put, let's say, being on the computer, Wi-Fi, that being a certain medicine that fits into the doctors that give you drugs as quote unquote chemical based, right? Because that type of medicine where you're always around things that degrade your energy in a sense, that is a medicine that feeds the energetic body that causes you to degrade. You get what I'm saying? And that's where you also go into the paradigm of, maybe there is no such thing as quote unquote good or bad. There is morality, yes, but see what I'm trying to get here. Understand where I'm going with this. In the sense of, yes, morality exists, but in the sense of quote unquote good or bad, and literally seeing everything as medicine, when you see how everything connects, that also goes into your feeling space. And when you can bring your feeling space into everything connecting, it's going to be easier and easier and easier. I said that 3 times to brainwash, for you to maneuver what truly has your frequency at heart to quote unquote grow in frequency versus degrade in frequency. Good and bad, same spectrum, indeed. Anyone want to go live and talk about ceremony? And now I want to get into pyramids, I guess. So, even before, hey, love, oh, Holistic Harry, hey. Even before I got physical pyramids, and this was years ago, I would have a certain meditative practice where I would always envision a quote-unquote pyramid around me. You see where I'm going with this? So that for me was quote-unquote ceremony. And I only envisioned it when when certain people would be in my vicinity that, you know, is cursing a certain way, angry a certain way, I would use it as a protective barrier, so to speak. And that would be my quote-unquote ceremony. You know, because that ceremony echoes, because you're giving what you can't physically see, but feeling-wise, and the feeling also connected with the breath in a certain manner. And I'll go deep into that later on the members group. But the main point I'm trying to get at is that echoes into the current reality that you will eventually get to, whether it be this life or the next life. Before I even got physical pyramids being thrown at me, I would always envision them around me. That is how powerful we all are. All right? So when some people say, or utilizing plant medicine, and they say, oh, I saw this, I saw this, I saw that. Well, you're not making it up. You're actually seeing what you're actually seeing. It's not a lie. You're not quote unquote hallucinating. The main thing with, you know, that's going to shift later down the line. I was even in a clubhouse with a psychiatrist who even acknowledged that, even about plant medicine too, that the hallucinating part of it, and people who are unfortunately who are quote unquote sane in the eyes of people who meditate regularly and can see certain things and feel certain things, but in the Western side of things, they're quote unquote insane and they're quote unquote hallucinating. That's going to change later down the line. And, you know, especially when you stop feeding them drugs and chemically based drugs, it's going to be easier for them to integrate whatever they're quote unquote seeing, because they have certain energetic balances that cause them to see what they're seeing. Someone's coming on live. Hello there.
Hi. I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna go into the light. Haha, into the light, get it?
Into the light.
Hi. I was like, oh, I didn't know you would answer. I sent it. And how are you? I'm so happy to connect.
Likewise. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
I'm in the Maldives.
Ooh, nice.
It's pretty cool. I've been escaping lockdown and just working on my creation. I needed to be in high vibe area to create high vibe stuff.
There it is.
Exactly. That's like literally all it's about. All we need to do right now is create good vibes and spread them and raise the vibration of the planet. And your look is so amazing right now. I'm so drawn to you.
Thank you. So do you want to dive into ceremony? We're talking about ceremony.
What type of ceremony? Because I've done ayahuasca. That's what I think of when I think of ceremony. Which was like
okay.
I know. There's so many different ways. That's like the immediate thought for me. Like I was in Ecuador with the shaman in the Amazon rainforest. Like I did the whole thing, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I was making a point that these type of ceremony, cacao ceremony, even ayahuasca ceremony, they literally teach us ways to integrate into our daily lives, not just a ceremony. You know, in terms of having that, you know, people like to put cacao on the pedestal, versus not doing the same thing to literally what they're eating tomorrow or the next day, or drinking their water.
This is an excellent point, actually. Oh, thank you, Positive Soul Shaker. Amazing handle name.
Love that guy. Yeah.
Actually, this is an excellent question. Like, how can we make anything we do with our body, like our mind, body, spirit, and integrating it, a ceremony, a celebration even? And then I guess the ceremonial part of it would be like repetition, like a type of a habit. Okay. Sorry, it's like
yeah, I always like to say this, what you do frequently becomes your frequency. Like I was saying, like when you literally do anything that may be minuscule, maybe a certain job that you do, and you're always hitting certain points. You can, instead of going to the bar or going to drink or whatever it is, maybe like 3 snaps or giving literally a tap on the shoulder, little things like that. And affirming yourself. Like one of my things that I like to do, like when I genuinely laugh or someone tickles me or whatever it is, I'm literally saying, with this breath, I'm accepting more of this feeling. You know, I'm putting the breath in that present moment, what I'm actually feeling at that moment in time. And that's my little ceremony when it comes to laughter and happiness. I do other things, but that's my little tidbit on that, making it a ceremony in that instance.
So are you saying like every time you laugh, you've like wired yourself to say these things, these positive affirmations?
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. Okay.
That's my main point. Life itself is a big ceremony. It's a huge ceremony.
Yeah, like just like me entering into this live, and like my concept of ceremony was like a big deal. But you just like down to like something applicable, something that's relatable, something that can be done on a moment to moment basis. Yes, like that's like reframing it to how everything has a ceremony, and also then that helps us come back to like, which is I think the key to everything and anything is the power of the now, right? Like to be present is the only thing that exists to some degree. Like, so now I'm trying to think like what could I do that is a ceremony?
So another powerful way of bringing that into what you do, but you can even utilize the ceremonies that you've been in, and if it's magical and it was a wonderful time, then let's say you were in a cacao ceremony yesterday or whatever. I'm just making this up. You were in a cacao ceremony, you were around a bunch of friends and you were feeling happy and joyous. Next thing, you had this glass of water in front of you, and you can literally just visualize and remember that point in time where you were with the cacao, having lots of fun with friends, and that same energy will literally echo right back into what you're doing with the cup of water instead.
Oh, thank you, Emmett. This art, like, yeah, we're both like really cool people, so I'm like feeling the vibes right now just with connecting with you, like tuning into you, and then obviously this topic and conversation where you're making mind go and everyone watching us go. Like, how can I, because it's like that's like a reprogramming of the present with like the past energy, and also a reprogramming of the future by that consciousness into that present moment, so with so much intention. And then it's kind of like when you smell something and it becomes more wired in our brain physically, that connection, and to have that response like continuously affirmed and validated through, again, intention, like you're talking about. I'm just honestly, I'm like freaking out because like, why haven't I thought about something this? It's always the simple things, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. When you talked about, I've been in Bali and I've done cacao ceremonies there, and that was cool. And thinking like, I can't do it with ayahuasca because my ayahuasca trip was like, it was not all love and light. It was the complete opposite. It was like I saw the like darkness, like from every angle. Like I had to see that because I'm a happy person in general, so I had to see the darkness like hardcore. And
well, you can definitely utilize it in that manner as well. In terms of the quote unquote darkness, I want to ask you, during your Aya ceremony, did you, what did you feel like? Were you letting go of the darkness, or were you acknowledging that? I don't know. You tell me. You explain your Aya ceremony.
So everyone told me like it's gonna be such a great trip. You're gonna go see Mama Earth, stars, and blah. Like I thought it was gonna be like a shroom trip or something. Okay. Anyway, I saw like the history of everything created from like a dark perspective. So it was like I saw the Big Bang, and then I saw planets form. I saw like the world wars in the past, like the blood and the gore, and then I saw like it just went from one war to another to another. I saw terrorism, and then I saw like then it started become it just went like from outer to inner, and then I started seeing like murder and rape and pedophilia, like And then I went to like my friends of friends, and their problems and their issues all started to come to me, and the most fucked up things that I've ever heard about anyone like starting to arise, come back from into my consciousness. And then like eventually went to like my friends, and it went to my family, and then it ended with me. And I just like literally for 3 hours straight was bawling, crying, like my heart was bleeding for the world. My heart was just completely broken and bleeding. And because the fact of the matter is, it got to a point where I was like, whatever I was thinking about is actually happening right now. Someone is being killed right now. Someone is being murdered. Like someone's being raped right now. And like, what I gathered from that was how disconnected we are to that reality. The fact that it is literally happening right now, and it centered me in that changed my life since then. Like it was so like impactful that like I never forget the suffering that is happening, no matter how I'm presenting myself, no matter how much I'm like in my own happiness or love and light and creating high vibes. Like it comes from this place of knowing that people are fucking suffering, like in pain and dying without so many tools and modalities and this context, this ability to understand the paradigm that we live in. And then without that context, we don't know how to shift that paradigm into like the new earth that we're all trying to create, you know? So yeah,
I want to add, because I was going to make this on a separate live. I was going to make this on a separate live. But it's really important to acknowledge that, yes, those things are unfortunately, always going to be happening, whether you like it or not. But it's also important to realize, too, that you watching this, you as well, could easily be on the other side doing those things. Literally. So I want you all to acknowledge that as well. And it's a constant stream. It's an inhale and exhale on both spectrums happening back and forth. And we can't know what is quote unquote light if we don't see the quote unquote dark. And that will always be true back and forth. Yep.
This last year for me was like, for a lot of people, the millions of us that already like thought we were woke and then awakened even more, or awakened even more. Like, I was like, I'm a naturopathic medical doctor, and I know like the corruption of healthcare, big pharma, like spiritual awakening, healing, stuff like that. So I was like, I thought I was already woke. And part of that experience was seeing how darkness really got in our current like realities, and how like the satanic rituals are, and like the occult, and more of that deep. I went fucking deep, right? So many of us went deep finally, but like woke up. We're like, shit, this matrix is like way more, we are way programmed more than we thought, you know? So that though, like acknowledgement and recognition and integration of the depth of that darkness amplified my light. Like it gave me more depth and ability to impact with my life. So I completely agree. Without that, your compartments are smaller. The more depth you have and understand and integration here, the more the opposite, the duality takes place. Like, yes.
I wanna also say this. I think it's really important to note that these things are still happening, right? So the fact that we're alive right now and these things are happening is even more reason to be the quote unquote light beacons that we can be at whatever level it is, whether that be if you have any power within the politics or the family. They're all connected in one way or the other, literally. You know, you literally. I saw this one Senate that is now doing meditative practices because his grandson got into it because of a close friend that practically knows a real big holistic healer or whatever it is. So that goes to show you, it all starts with you guys impacting the next door neighbor next to you. Not trying to go on a global scale. If you can, then go for it. Then that's your light. If you can step into it, go for it. yeah, we're technically there. Go for it. But it's also good to remind yourself of the community that is around you and try to integrate it like that. Like now I'm more open because I actually used to be more closed in terms of doing ceremony or having events and things like of that nature. But my friend, before he went to Tulum, he was like, you gotta do events. You gotta start doing events. I was like, Yeah, I think it's time, and I'm doing events now. I'm not even afraid to even fly out to different areas anymore. Well, I only used to do that for like one-on-one clients in private, but now I'm not afraid to go to different centers if they want to collaborate and do different things.
What's your horoscope sign?
Uh, I'm a Capricorn.
My favorite sign. Literally.
Meh.
I'm so happy you're describing blooming. But yeah, no, Capricorn's literally my favorite. It's so I'm Sagittarius, and my moon sign is Aquarius, but 6 of my planets are in Capricorn.
Oh, okay, cool,
Kind
cool.
of, yeah. So I understand you really well, and Capricorns and I get along because they're like, how does she get me? I'm like, yeah, you're slow to open up, slow to trust. You're like more emotionally reserved, but you're super fucking analytical. You're also managerial. It's just, we're my favorite people. Like, um, so you're doing events now? Like, what? Where are you located?
Oh, I'm located in Miami.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah,
so
lots of conscious events are popping up here, and I'm happy to be part of
you
that spark.
you know Dr. Kelly Brogan?
That name sounds familiar. I wouldn't be surprised.
Like one of the people in like the woke community. She was what you call it, like a psychiatrist. She is a psychiatrist, and she was mainly for pregnant moms. And anyway, she had her own awakening years ago. Now she's like on the opposite side of the spectrum, and her husband, Sayer G, created greenbedinfo.com, which is a platform for gathering all of the evidence of natural
Mm.
holistic medications and like data. It's like so good. Anyways, they're in Miami. They have events too. There's this place in Miami that they go to dance, and their community is really beautiful. And I think that would be something you would love to connect with because they're super high vibe people, and also where they are, and so am I, like global minded. I mean, like universe minded, right? But no, like in terms of our impact and like what we're doing and what our creations are, and I don't know. So they're amazing. Like I can message you, DM you after, like
Yeah, definitely. And maybe we can do another live if you want to do that. Anyone here is welcome to just hop on. No, no worries. There's no hierarchy.
perfect. No, I would love to live with you anytime. Oh, it's like, yes, Kelly Brogan, that's who it is. But
Brogan, okay.
yeah, but I'll DM it to you. You'll see. They're a bunch of woke doctors like us out here. Yes, trying to change the face of medicine or healing, just empowering healing, like true healing. And the way I do it, my background is I'm a technology entrepreneur, actually.
Okay, I was just about to ask you that. All right.
I felt it. Thank you for validating. In my mind and heart, I felt it, but I was like, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so I've created a platform that is competitive to Instagram and TikTok.
Mm. Do tell, because Parlor is about to go down, so do tell.
yeah, fucked up. But and their excuse is it's inciting violence. Yeah, I knew Parlor a year ago. I Clubhouse even over a year ago. Like I like it's my job.
Oh,
Like,
wow, okay.
yeah. Like I've been observing and analyzing and implementing dominant designs of these platforms into my platform, which we launched December 27th. And there's like already so many conscious people on there, and they're all mind blown because it is truly exiting the matrix. I'm going to start off with that. Truly 5D technology creation. Truly the Aquarian age of enlightenment and technology fucking happening. Like this is it. Like this is it.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, my whole life is consumed with this, and the community that's growing and meeting people like you. Like this is you are what inspire me. Like your voice is what I want to give a tool to amplify. That's it.
Mm.
That's my dharma.
Someone goes, "What is the app? What's the app called?" Yeah, definitely DM me everything that we spoke about if you can, and we'll definitely talk further.
Yeah, no, I will. You guys be cool, especially since you're like growing your community. And literally, I see the biggest issue. So I've stepped out like of the conversation of trying to awaken people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just I can't do it. Like the divide is getting so much deeper. You know, the world is it's going to continuously get more and more constricted until we pop. Like there's,
Oh,
you know,
literally. Yeah, you can only squeeze something so tight until it literally just pops. And when it pops, it's even farther than it was ever before.
ooh, I didn't think of that. But you're probably
Mm.
right. The density is so much in that way.
Yeah, you know, I don't care how you look at what happened on Capitol Hill, good or bad. When you look inside the offices, you see, I look at it a way as like people fed up literally all over the U.S. in a way, and just everything scrambled, papers all over the place. Like, you know, it also sets a tone to the Senate people, this people in the Senate saying in the back of my head, like, I need to be more aware of what I do with my policies and who puts money in my pocket. You know, that's going to creep up sooner or later. Sooner or later, it's just going to creep up, you know?
Yeah. Accountability there because they're
Mm-hmm.
very comfortable. And everyone's like being pushed to, it's funny, everyone like posts these quotes that are like, growth is at the end of your comfort zone. And now we're like, okay, we're there. And they're like, ah. You know, but yeah, exactly. To be honest, I've separated so much from that conversation because this what I'm doing is like,
Right.
but I was deeply into it. Like I go into all of these topics deeply and find what it is at the core of human psychology and human purpose and divine, you know, wisdom. And then I've come out of it. And it's just like, I'm realizing the issue that where I play a role is bringing the conscious leaders together, not just conscious people, but the conscious leaders who are to create the new earth. The reason we have been rejected, the reason we are the misfits, the reasons we had issues growing up, whatever reasons, you know, are because we were not meant to be the leaders of this dying, corrupt, patriarchal world of like civilization. We were meant to be the leaders of the new earth creation, which really commenced this December 21st, right? We were in transition to the Aquarian age, and now we've fully stepped into it. And the thing is, we're so disconnected still. Literally, we're still like, there's so many people like us that are like, haven't found their tribe, like haven't found their like community. And what that's all we need to do, because as this divide is getting deeper, more people are awakening. And there, this, you know, prescriptions for antidepressants, anti-anxieties, suicides, all of these are skyrocketing. These people need us. Can just be in our little echo chamber talking love and light.
Yeah.
But we're like changing our messaging around, you know, to try to like be like, oh, we can help you lose weight, you know, as an extreme example, but like trying to gather these people into it. We need each other, but there is not a link here yet. We are using these platforms that are censoring our message. It's a war on consciousness. How do we gather everyone here and ultimately funnel all of the people needing their coaching, their help, their services, their ceremonies, their fucking healing powers together? Like that's the overarching goal, right? And empowering that with technology. Literally, when has there been a platform that was actually created to empower healing like that? And it's like, I'm being disruptive in my industry, like A, being a woman already. They're like, okay, and then B, like, yeah, I'm a doctor and I'm doing this, and like my background is this technology. So, but gathering the leaders, and there's this other community called Paradigm Shift Community, and I think you'll love it too. Like every time you see these type of communities and the love and like the actual like separation from like these toxic topics to some degree, because it's its own vortex. Like, I don't know, I'm just excited to show you. Like that's one thing, but I'm talking about like the people, like the people.
I can't wait. I can't wait to dive in even more. I like more so like when it comes to anything, the intention behind it. It's always about the intention. And the intention just ripples as long as you're still aligned with the intention. You know, things will start to flow a lot easier rather than forcing things to quote unquote happen. And as long as you're aligned with the intention, because if you're disaligned with the intention, then in a way you're setting yourself back. You're like pulling back the intention, but that first intention is what gave it the big push, the big the big breath of life to actually motivate you to create what you're creating in this moment.
It's That's so beautiful. That was so deep, honestly. Like, because it's called Vibio, by the way. It's Vibe O. It's where you
But oh
vibe.
yeah, someone posted it there. Bye, Bo.
By the way, the tag is it's where you vibe on video, because it's all about the vibes. Which,
Mm. I like the language there. I like it.
the entire language of the entire platform is like this. Not but done.
Okay.
Yeah. Even the coding in the back end, the word users, we use the word souls, not in the front end. Like when we speak about conscious technology creation, like it will blow your mind. Like when you go on and you see the intent, and now the people who are seeding the platform right now are the ones that are going to impact the millions of lives that come after, which is why it's so important. It has to be the leaders. It has to be the people who are there, because it's the fractal, literally the fractal beginning in that way.
I'm happy to hop on after this. Yeah, let's definitely connect via DM and dive even deeper. But I gotta jet out of here. I need to go right down to Coconut Grove over there in that town and meet up with some friends. Yeah. But you said you're in Bali. Where are you? Are you based out in Bali?
So I was born in Pakistan.
Oh,
I grew up.
okay.
Yes, I was. I grew up in New York City, and
I'm actually from Jersey. I used to live in Jersey.
oh, cool. Okay, cool. We'd get along even more.
Yeah, because we know. We know. We know.
Yes, exactly. I can be straight with you. Like, not that Kelly shit. No, sorry. I'm joking. But I live in Singapore. And
Oh, okay. Beautiful. Okay.
yeah. So, but I'm here. I've literally been traveling for the last 6 months because I was like, I needed to lock down. Like, no. And then for just business purposes, for this product creation purposes. But yeah, so if you ever want to visit Asia, want to do a Bali trip one day, like I know it's crazy right now, but like eventually,
for sure. Yeah, but by 2023, apparently it's supposed to be over, but we'll see.
That makes sense actually, because the number 23 for me means a lot of things. But like, yeah, there's still so much more destruction that needs to take place to make room for the reconstruction and the new. Like, that's why community is so important now. Like,
oh, it's more important more than ever, and it's a bittersweet thing that we're all going through in terms of this whole COVID thing. But most of us around the world, even trust fund babies, are even pushed into being pushed back home, if anything. And seriously, I'll never forget this. I was at a men's circle, and a trust fund baby was enlightened to literally create a new he bought a huge chunk of land, and it's going to be a place where you can stay. There's going to be conscious events, retreats. So as soon as I saw that, like physically in the flesh, I was like, oh wow, okay, like it's happening whether you like it or not. Everyone is shifting in a huge way.
it's happening. It just sucks that there's so much pain in the process.
It's part of it. We need to locate where the pain is so we can work on it, right? That's how muscle grow anyway. There's going to be pain in the muscles tearing up back and forth, and then during the rest period and when we're filling it with intention going to sleep, it's just going to get stronger and stronger.
So many granular theories that are so applicable. I love this. This is like how you're the wisdom, like the wise, like just when you can say those simpler things that penetrate so much deeper than like I would say like I'm like blah 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 blah, but you're like here it is, here it goes. You know what I mean?
Nah, we're all here. We're all here.
I love this. Oh my gosh. Okay, well,
right.
I don't want to hold you up.
All good. All right. I want to say thank you all for sharing the breath, and peace out, conscious breathers and infinite beings.
So I just want to give a shout out to Devon, the Black Airbender on Instagram. I've been part of his member group and actually doing private coaching sessions, breathwork sessions with him for the last 3-4 weeks, and it is amazing how fast things change through the breath. And yeah, at the beginning I had a lot of resistance, like even doing 5 minutes was like I would have to push myself, but I knew it was going to be good for me. But now, yeah, like after 3-4 weeks, basically I'm really like enjoying it, and I'm doing it way more often. I'm doing like 30-minute sessions and just like taking the time to do it, and being way more aware of my breath throughout the whole day. And the amazing thing is, first of all, heaps of synchronicities are happening, like really heightened. I always see a lot of like numbers, and the numerology that I'm seeing is insane at the moment, which is always a really good sign. And also then my appetite has dramatically decreased. Like I'm not even trying, and I'm literally like at 12 o'clock at lunchtime, I'm like, oh, I haven't even like drank anything, because I'm like, it's it's amazing. Like the dry fasting, I do dry fasting until 11 a.m. and then just liquids during out the day. And like today I had like half a smoothie at like 5 p.m. and I was like, I'm full. I actually don't need more. I don't even think I even needed that one. And I'm still kind of getting used to it, and I'm definitely experiencing detox symptoms, like from that I can see externally, but internally, like I actually feel like the way that I look externally is not even actually showing how amazing I'm feeling inside. Like I'm feeling so much more vibrant and like creative. Also, like my creativity has really increased. And yeah, like sleeping, I don't need as much sleep anymore. What else? Just heaps of stuff, and it's only been like 3-4 weeks, so one day I'll make a testimonial after like 2 or 3 months and then see where I'm at that point. But for now, I'm super grateful, and I totally recommend him to anyone.